Our last stop. Our last stop for this lesson is the digital issues in the Philippines. You're going to learn the general problems or issues that we encounter online. And then later on, you'll be the one to share issues that you have encountered or seen in the internet. All right? Specifically, that happen in the Philippines. One, stereotyping. Stereotyping is defined as the process of labeling an entire group of people according to the characteristics of some. The media have been found guilty of stereotyping multiple times. As a form of communication that deals with the general public, it is not hard to see why the media is prone to generalization. Now, stereotyping could be based on gender, sexual preference, age, religion, social status, right? Um, let's say for social status, stereotyping is for Filipinos, yung mga mayayaman, they're good in English, right? They're fluent in it because they use it in their daily living. But in some cases, it's not always the case. Poor people could develop good English speaking skills. Well, me included. I'm not a rich person, but I have developed a prowess in the use of English language. So, this kind of stereotyping discriminates other group of people. Let's have another example. Age. With the use of technology, older people, we think that they have limited knowledge in accessing media, in configuring settings of a device. So we stereotype them. And younger people have a better ability in setting up devices, in trying to figure out what's wrong with a setting or with a device, right? So that's stereotyping, trying to associate a habit, a behavior, or an attitude to a group of people. And sometimes, or most of the times, these do not give a good, positive vibes to people. More examples: gender roles, so roles of a female and roles of a male. Racial discrimination, so nationality, ethnicity, gender. Uh, with gender roles, we also have sexual preference. So the LGBTQ, we have stereotypes with gay people and with straight people. And under racial discrimination, we also have discrimination against Chinese people because in China, it is where the virus originated. So we discriminate them because of that association. Next, conflict of interest. Sorry. Journalism professor Adam Penneberg, 2007, defined conflict of interest as situations in which there are competing professional, personal, or financial obligations or interests that compete with journalists or authors' obligation to his outlet and audience. So, um, different group of people, okay, according to work or jobs, personal interests, and also financial status, they have different points of views. So these differences may bring conflict among one another because your opinions, your takes do not meet in the middle, right? So this creates division among the users of the internet, okay, because it leads to conflict of interests. Next, the following are some of the potential conflicts of interest according to Penneberg 2007. Let me just read to you the following: writing about friends and family members, gifts, free tickets, copies of books, CDs, DVDs, and access to subscription only websites to be reviewed, written about or used as background material. Paying sources, compensating sources for information undermines content integrity. Quid pro quo, promising something in return. Investments, any financial entanglement with the subjects, political views, and lastly, blogs. Writing blogs raises ethical concerns and credibility issues since it is considered personal and opinion based on content. Last digital issue is censorship. Philip Steele 1999 defines censorship as any attempt to limit or prevent the free exchange of information. It suppresses information, ideas, or artistic expression. Now, why is this an issue? Primarily, the purpose of censorship is to supervise and control the circulation of information in the society as well as in the cyberspace. But how is this an issue? Sometimes the control of information compromises the quality of information that should have been transferred to people, right? So instead of getting all the facet of an issue, they try to censor it because they're trying to protect something, and it could be for personal gain or it could be political gain. Now, what are the things that they censor? It could be speech, art, books, films, photographies, television programs, and radio programs. And who are the ones who censor it? The government, the church, private pressure groups, speakers, writers, artists, and practically anyone. Okay? Anyone has the power to censor depending on their access to the information. And why do we censor? Positively, it's to avoid trouble, controversy, offending the audience, economic boycotts, lawsuits, and well, for personal reasons, we try to censor information. There are three forms of censorship: preventive, which is exercised before the expression is made public. So before they release an article or a broadcast, they try to censor it already. They try to refrain some information to be sent to the audience. Examples of which includes government restraints, licensing, and self-censorship. Next form is punitive, exercised after expression is made public. This type of censorship is penalizing in nature. So they try to limit what has been provided or what has been published. Okay, so whatever it is available in the news article, okay, they try to limit it. They try to censor some parts. Next, taboo is censorship of that which society deems inappropriate or offensive. This one depends on culture, most likely. Let me give you an example. All right. We have um, a published book, okay, a children's book entitled Ako Ay May Titi. Well, for me, just saying that out loud is a little what do you call this? Uncomfortable because Filipinos are not fond of hearing it or discussing it because we are what do you call this? We try to avoid these because we are what's the term? Uh, okay, we have a book. We have There is an available children's book entitled Ako Ay May Titi. Well, just saying that out loud makes me uncomfortable because in the Filipino culture, we don't usually. talk about this stuff because we find it inappropriate. It's easier to say, I have a penis or I have a vagina, right? Because I don't know, it's been a Filipino culture that using our own term is inappropriate to be said in public. Okay, so this one is an example of taboo. There are information um, that are not acceptable to people, and it usually depends on the culture. In our case, using our own terminologies like this is inappropriate, right? That's why this children's book received some controversial issues. It raised some questions, or other people commented on it negatively. All right, that's the last form of censorship, and that's the end of the lesson. I hope you were able to learn a lot about people media, the difference between people in and people as media, and their types, as well as digital citizenship, netiquette, digital footprint, and digital issues. Now, feel free to browse the school book content, the warehouse, and accomplish the goals set for this day. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope you're able to learn more from this lesson. Bye, Felicia.